Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. Fellas, I'm having a fantastic week as I wrap up my last night in witness protection. I want you to know that I'm close to reaching a settlement with Antifa. The FBI is going to clear me, and my life will be returning to normal. I should be live streaming from my studio next Friday. I want to let you know that I read Hexagon Bridge. I have a hard not recommends on this series. I had high hopes. The artwork is inspired by Mobius. Ran 5 issues, published by Image. I don't know why Image publishes. This is absolutely terrible. Do not buy this comic book. But if you do want a comic book, I recommend go back to your bins and find this series by Steve Ditko from the 1980s, Static. This is good, pure black and white superhero fare from our hero, Steve Ditko. Check this out. And again, there is not a legal defense fund. There is not a GoFundMe. However, if you do want to support me during my current travails, back Jupiter on Indiegogo or Fund My Comic. Otherwise, that's my update. Craig, how was your week?
Nice. My week is fantastic. From my printer, I got the notification my books have officially shipped.
Nice.
So, yeah, I got the tracking number. They haven't moved, but I'm waiting for them to clear through customs before I get too excited because they can always, I got ground UPS, so funny things happen sometimes, like with those brokers, and they just turn around and send it back. So fingers crossed it gets through customs. But to show off, when I got backer #1 of Butch Cleaver, from the time I was on, I showed that off. Look at that, lucky me. I love being backer #1. Doesn't happen too often. I've been reading volume 1 Butch Cleaver here, and yeah, I'm digging it. And then I got volume 2 here, so I'm excited. That's my current reading. That's what I'm reading for this week. How was your week, Chris?
Dude, my week was pretty dope. Yeah. Nano 13 has gone to storefront mode as of today.
Nice.
All of the backer data was transmitted to our good friends over at Critical Blast, and printing will begin soon. Fulfillment to follow. And we went ahead and decided.
I'm going to fulfill before you. I know it. I'm going to ship. The question is, will people get it, though? Because I got to ship further.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's a race now. What is faster, Critical Blast or Canadian Customs? Let's see.
It's your bets, folks. But we went ahead and decided to pull the trigger on issue number 2. Nice. So I'm putting the finishing touches on the script right now, and I will get that over to Mark Polton either Sunday or Monday. And he has promised me that his edits will be taken care of by May 3rd. And Ron has already, I don't know if he's starting today or tomorrow, but we're doing a full wraparound heroes and villains cover for book number 2. So pretty excited about that. And for this week's reading, I got Judex.
Oh, nice. I'm still waiting. Full screen here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, this cover is awesome. I actually got 2 copies of this cover because my son wanted a copy of this cover.
That's like a foil,
yeah. It's really awesome, and it comes with. I didn't bring it in here, but it comes with a poster map of Paris during World War II. So
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. really nice. But anyways,
awesome.
Dude, how you doing, Matt?
Oh man, I'm doing great. You know what? I don't have my books in here, but I actually did a review on The Goon. It's he hasn't done a book in a while. I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Goon. I did a review on that. I think it's Them That Don't Stay Dead. It's pretty awesome. There was a little kind of political stuff in there. I kind of went over that a little bit in the book, but at the end of the day, it was still a fun, awesome, hilarious read. And I'm gonna check out tonight. I'm gonna be reading Bronze Star by Mike Barron.
Nice.
Barron Books. And there's 2 really good versions of that on the website, so I can't wait to read it. I feel like I'm the last one that actually is getting around to reading it. So, but yeah, definitely.
I haven't read it yet either. So,
yeah,
nice. So, Craig, who's in the chat tonight? I think we got 18 live viewers. Who's all in the chat?
The chat is humming, which is awesome. Hold on, I gotta go all the way back to the top.
You hear that, guys? Y'all are humming. Y'all aren't hummus. You're humming.
Yeah. No, that's not like a Canadian mortgage. Vulcan says, hail Friday nights. Hail to you as well, Vulcan. You are #1 in the chat. Jackknife says, let's go. Yeah, and we were waiting for that. As soon as we saw that, we knew it was time to rock and roll. Thank you for joining us. I think he's been here pretty much every single episode.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's our timekeeper.
I feel like Jackknife is just like one of my closest friends, you know?
Yeah, I get this slim hope that it's actually Jacqueline Knife and she's super hot.
Also, to hold on, I gotta find Vulcan again. Where's Vulcan at?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Vulcan, we are in the works. I don't want to disclose too much, but we may throw bumpers in there and stuff. I appreciate.
Yeah.
Vulcan seems to back pretty much as often as we do. I didn't mention that last show, but I just want to say, Vulcan, thank you so much, and yeah, for supporting indie creators. Really.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Dude, if you want, I'll send you some dick pics.
Yeah, once. Well, I'm doing second pass inks on Jupiter. At some point, I'm gonna need to like set it aside for a week or two. I'm gonna do little bumpers for Vulcan and Justin and Aaron and so forth. Just little short shout outs to our faithful viewers.
You know what, guys?
Go
on Twitter and tag Chappie. We haven't seen Chappie in too long. I'm a little worried about him.
Yeah.
A little worried about him. Go on Twitter, tag Chappie, ask him if he's doing okay.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Check on Chappie. Hashtag check on Chappie.
Hashtag check on Chappie.
Matt's in the chat says all unites.
Yeah.
Courtney's joining us. Talking trash about the Jersey Shore. I'm in trouble.
Yeah. I'm in Jersey right now, but I'm not telling anybody where I am in Jersey. But yeah, I am in Jersey.
Undisclosed location. You're not at the Jersey Shore like party house, are you?
Undisclosed location. It's how it works.
Okay. Jolly Green's joining us. It says, "Hi guys, happy Friday." Hail to you, Jolly Green.
Jolly.
Congrats on the newsletter, dude. Keep it going.
There's a lot of talk of Cool Ranch chips in the chat too.
Yeah, but it's the official. We're trying. Craig, I told you, we're going for the sponsorship. We're going for the sponsorship. Doritos, Cool Ranch, and that will fund the NFT.
Yeah. Hojo's joining us.
Hojo.
What up,
Hojo, my man?
Hojo says, "Hail," and I've got way too many videos, and I'm in need of sunglasses. Here we go. Sorry. I'll make my way to an optometrist at some point this year.
Kids, that was Hojo doing a drive-by in the Mythicals machine. Go back Mythicals 1, 2, and I think he's working on number 3.
He is.
Great taste in comics, bad taste in chips.
Vulcan said he dug Bronze Star. I think I read Thin Blue Lines. I got to go back and read it again to remember if I read it or not. And then I've got Private American that I haven't cracked open. I think I got the Mike Reed cover. Wasn't that
Private American is one of my favorite Mike Barron stories.
Dude,
that was good. I liked it.
It's like late 80s Punisher. It's great.
It was, right?
Yeah.
It was funny at certain spots too, you know. I like the way it ended too. It wasn't as predictable as I thought it would be. But yeah, I love the intro, like the way it opens up. Perfect.
So a lot of times I won't back, like I haven't backed a couple Mike Barron books. It's not like anything against him. I've got a stack of his books I've got to read already.
Oh yeah, you got to read them.
And there's more Nexus coming out, and the other thing with Private American, it gets more timely every month. So yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
BA's joining us in the chat as well.
Hey,
what up?
Yeah, he's like a rock star, man. His YouTube's taken off. His book's taken off. Like, congratulations, Brent. Fucking it's awesome to see.
Good job, Brent.
Derek says, howdy the chat. Hail to you, sir. Derek, thank you for joining us.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through everyone's conversation. It's nice to see the chats humming. That's fantastic.
Yep.
And Aaron says Nexus is so smexy.
You hear that, guys?
Nexus.
The chat's giving each other hummers.
Oh, Hummer.
Nexus is the GOAT of indie comics. Just give it if you haven't read Nexus, give it a shot. Over 100 issues. Start at the beginning. Even though some of it's 40 years old, it looks timeless. So I highly recommend Nexus in all its iterations.
I'm lucky. I bought a package from Richard C. Meyer, and it came with like Nexus. It came with a whole bunch of like Pandemic was in there. Like I bought a whole whack of books, and that was in there, the very first one shot. Yeah, that was really cool.
Selfie's art was on there, I think.
Yeah. Yep. So, do you want to jump right into our topics? You want to get going?
Yeah. So, well, you called the first topic. Good evening to our 21 live viewers. The metrics are telling we got 22 live viewers. Thank you so much for spending part of your Friday evening with us. I know there's a lot of people streaming, and we want to give you we want to get you caught up on what we think are the most important news items of the week, and have some laughs and look at some great indie comics and some great indie comics creators. So thank you. 23 viewers. We got 23 viewers. Thank you, everybody, for spending some time with us. All right, Craigers, I have been hidden by the FBI in my undisclosed location. They do not let me look at newspapers or the internet. This is my first opportunity to find out what the hell is going on. What is our first news topic?
So this week's actually insane. There's like 6 topics I could have chosen from. So like there's 2 or 3 we got to carry over to next Friday. Just a lot of craziness.
Do we need to do a Saturday show now? What's going on?
The Saturday nights.
The Saturday nights. And we're live. All right. So this is one of those broken, improper European countries, right?
Yes. So this one comes to us from the Publica. It's a gay Spanish politician. So this is a Spain actual, like in Europe. Mm-hmm. With a left-wing governing party, he resigns after photos started circulating over him being used as a sex slave and eating feces. But before I get into how people with things in their closet might not want to become politicians, it gets better. So before the stuff started coming out, he was trying to pull the angle of like this is a smear campaign. People are trying to put out smear, right?
What?
Right. What? There's videos, and he was trying to suppress. He was like trying to hint that this stuff needs to be suppressed, thinking that he actually had that kind of authority and control to suppress these videos of him.
What I'm concerned about here is this poop diagram down there.
Heavy poop there.
That large one looks similar to something that is not poop.
Yeah, I put that in there just for you, Chris.
What did he eat?
Yes.
So Matt. So Matt, if it was somebody, if it's his own poop, does it make it any better?
I wouldn't say no, man. I guess he's trying to, do the best with what he's got, though.
Chris,
there's a whole lot of that.
Chris, if it had been somebody else's poop, would it make it any better?
Well, you know what? On that note, I have a question for everyone, especially you, chat. I want to hear these answers. If you travel back in time 5 minutes and jerk yourself off, is it gay or masturbation? Answers in the chat. I've been asking that question for 20 years. I've never answered it.
All right.
You got me, man.
Craig, if he had microwaved or baked the poop, would it be any better?
That's survival tactics, I guess, right?
Maybe baking and cooking the hell out of it. I don't know. I mean, I can't say I would know from experience. I've never done anything like that. Yeah.
Matt, if this had been America and this guy had done this in a Senate hearing chamber, would it have made it any better?
I don't know. No, it would have been about the same. He probably would have got promoted, though. Yeah.
Chris, if he had not recorded himself, would it have made it any better?
No. Well, better for him in the long run, I guess. Come on, you people are descended from the Romans, damn it!
And the Moors. Craig, if he had not done this in the functional capacity as a sex slave, would it have made it any better?
It's not just that. It's okay. So I don't have these things I don't have any fucking skeletons in my closet that I'm worried about. First off, I can gladly say that. I don't even have to knock on wood. I know with confidence. But when you're in a situation like this guy and there's videotapes of you doing things and they exist in the world, do you want to take a high profile political position. Like, it makes me wonder with these people, like even like my own prime minister, for example, Justin Trudeau, and all the skeletons in his closet, and and his weird firing from that teaching job that he likes to claim he had. It was a part-time drama teacher. That's what didn't even have a subject. And he was like extreme frisbee coach and in charge of like the glee club, like they pay him a BS salary. But all of a sudden he went away from there and he became a whitewater rafting coach not too far from where I was actually stationed in Ontario. Who gives up that job in beautiful Vancouver to go teach whitewater? Like, you know what I mean? Something
Jack
happens. But what happens with these people that they know they've got these skeletons? It's almost as if they want to tempt fate. They want to test fate. It's like, hey, let's put myself out there and see if all this shit I've got in my closet is going to come out and burn me. So congratulations to this guy,
Matt, I haven't reviewed the full contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, but is there anything like this, do you think, on Hunter Biden's laptop?
You never know, man. You never know. These guys run the world, and I always say, man, nothing surprises me. Nothing.
Courtney, I got you.
No, honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yes.
And
maybe
Jackson,
or something over there. Maybe it's a new thing. Maybe he's trying something new out. Maybe it's a fine dining for him. I don't know. Maybe it's an elitist 1% thing.
Well, or left-wing socialism doesn't deliver the goods. You end up.
Isn't Spanish food like really flavorful or something?
Yeah. Chorizo, yeah.
So enough that you might want to try it a second time, maybe. I don't know.
Craig, you did well in life. You won at life. You're basically retired, right? Now you don't have a day job, but down here in America, there is a phrase. Man, I had to eat shit at work. But never like this, right? Never like this.
Yeah, no, that's just taking it to another.
This is just a gross subject in general. But
just to clarify, Courtney, it's not my dick. I'll be sending you pictures of other people's dick.
I am perennially the silver linings, everything's cheerful type guy. So perhaps this is the lowest point that Spain can achieve politically. maybe
worse than Franco.
Yeah, I think this is worse than Franco. Yeah. Franco shot commies.
You're right. He did
Franco
some good things.
Franco was not Thomas Jefferson, but he did kill a lot of commies.
Yeah.
But this perhaps might be the lowest point in Spain's political history. It can only go up from here. All right, Craig, what's topic 2?
I got an answer.
Someday we're gonna have to accept this. It's like we're gonna have to accept this as a recognized fetish. Yeah. Wait for it. That's how this works, right? But
wait, so what he identifies? What? So this guy
identifies as a toilet. Yeah.
No, no. He identifies as mulch.
Ah.
Identifies.
I thought he identified as a dung beetle.
Yeah.
He's not rolling it up.
So let's get off. Oh, I want to shake that topic off so bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Craig,
wipe it off the screen.
Tell us what the story is. Tell our 26 live viewers what this story is.
I'll let Chris do most of the explaining, but I'll at least tell where the slide comes from. So this one comes from Times Colonist. Sorry if I got that wrong. A voodoo doll, whoopee cushion, denture. Yeah, those colonials, voodoo doll, whoopee cushion, denture powder among bizarre trash plucked from New Jersey beaches. So all these wonderful items, and this was one of the stories Chris brought us. So.
Yeah, well, the reason that I wanted to bring this story is just because, and don't tell Mark Polton this because I love him to death, but New Jersey is pretty much just full of trash. We're just pointing out the individual items. Sorry, Courtney, but the the girl that tossed me in the curb, she was from Jersey, so I got a vendetta. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to tell you exactly where I am, but I am in New Jersey. As fate would have it, I am in New Jersey, and this week I have been traversing the landscape of New Jersey. What I will tell you is the people are fantastic. I can look over that way and see the skyline in Manhattan. I've been brushing elbows with pure New Jersey people. They are all fantastic. But I will tell you, every time I go for a walk, everywhere there's garbage. Everywhere there's weeds and garbage and broken pavement. So I can imagine. I can totally believe that these items would wash up on the shore, because everywhere I see the rains running off, there's garbage.
How did the voodoo doll get all the way from Louisiana to New Jersey, though?
Haiti.
Oh,
It's people trying to cross from Haiti and get away from the barbecue gangs. The boats the barges are sinking.
You're right. You're right.
So
and what does it have to do with Atlantis? There could possibly be remnants of Atlantis washing up in New Jersey. We need to investigate this right away. Right away. Speaking of which, did everybody see Graham Hancock slap that dude around on Joe Rogan the other day? That was fantastic.
No.
I didn't watch all 4 hours of it.
Oh,
I can only make it through the first hour or so.
What was the topic? Because I do watch some Graham Hancock.
They were debating this archaeologist came on and he wanted to debate Graham Hancock's claims, and
all of them.
He ate shit.
Oh wow!
Just that there was an Ice Age advanced civilization. That was the basis of it.
But we're finding evidence of it. We really are.
Well, not only that, this guy tried to do the whole cancel pig thing. He apparently was tweeting out that Graham Hancock, was aligned with racists, or trying to do the tertiary, whatever is bullshit.
The old toolbox.
You keep going, Graham. You're finding the real science out there, bro.
And you gotta wonder, is it the left's obsession with poop that leads them to smear campaigns?
That waist deep in there,
Is that their tactic? The only tactic they got?
Didn't he
sling poop and see what sticks?
So Matt, can a whoopee cushion be used as a flotation device?
I would think so. Yeah, you got enough air in there,
You're gonna have to get one of the big ones.
Yeah, big one, Yeah.
But get two, put them under your arms and don't squeeze.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Craig, if you owned a denture powder company, wouldn't you be bragging that your denture powder did not dissolve in water, even though it was washed up on shore?
I would find a way to definitely market this for sure in some sort of fashion. I would hope, actually, if I had enough money, I'd use that money to clean the beaches. I know that's a crazy concept, but
no, I know a guy that at my old job, he would come in and he'd say, big old buff dude, every day I walk the beach. I've been walking this beach for 20 years, millionaire dude. He's like, I pick up one piece of trash. Man, you should see the beach in my neighborhood. It's clean, over in Long Beach, So yeah, everything counts. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
In the words of Benjamin Franklin, tiny strokes topple great oaks.
Yeah, yeah.
And tiny drips sink great ships.
That's
a little bit of something. It's better than a whole lot of nothing.
There you go. There you go.
Get out of cities, people.
All right, Craig, what's our next topic?
Yeah, so third topic on the Friday nights. This one comes to us by Cleveland.com. Good old John Mellencamp. That's what he goes by no long. I guess he doesn't like being called a cougar. And he'd become a cougar.
I refer to him as John Freud Corn Dog Cougar Mellencamp.
He's like, I'm not a cougar.
I could totally see him going after young men. So I'm cougar.
Yeah, but so apparently he has a history of this. I looked into it. It's not just the one concert. He's actually had a couple concerts where he's had these screaming matches with his audience. But there's a recent one circulating. Apparently it happened like a month ago, but it just took off last week. Things go viral, not necessarily right when they happen. A rock legend clashes with heckling crowd and then walks off the stage in Toledo, Ohio. So that's the middle of Red State, USA, isn't it? Like he knew where he was.
Yeah.
Right. The people that actually live in the pink houses, right?
Yep.
So yeah, he went there, and I mean, there's conflicting stories. There's even a story that happened after this, but I wasn't going to update it, where after he walked off stage, they found the guy who was heckling him. He claims he was drunk. He claims that he wasn't really talking about Biden on stage. It was just misinterpreted. But anyways, they found the drunk guy. They ejected him from the concert. And then apparently he did come back and finish the set afterwards. Not that justifies, people paid money to come see your concert.
My money back.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't understand, because this has been a phenomenon in music since Trump won the White House in 2016. I grew up listening to punk rock, and one of my favorite bands growing up was Social Distortion. And during the Trump administration, there was a guy in the crowd wearing a MAGA hat, and Mike Ness jumped off the stage and punched the dude, a guy that paid to see you play.
Look at my tiny arms. Okay. Did I show you? I got a Social D's tattoo.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Like Ness.
And, they're rolling through. They're coming through this area pretty soon. But I can't. Last time I saw them, I was like, okay, you passed your prime. This show is kind of blah, And so I want to remember them from my
Mike Ness from the 90s.
Yeah.
Cheating at solitaire and under the influences.
Yeah. But no, this seems to be like a theme with these musicians. Like, somebody pays to come see you. That right there just earns. It's just like people that back our books.
Right.
Like, dude, I do not care. You could be a flaming communist. If you back my book, like, that earns the respect that someone should have for a customer.
Well, I'm such a horrible, hateful person. I believe in this crazy. I think I've said this many times. I believe in this crazy concept of individual expression and your freedom of choice to be who you want to be. And if you're cool, I'm cool with you. I'm not here to judge anyone. That's not my purpose on the life. You treat me with respect, and you're a decent person, and you work hard. You put in the time, and you merit. You should earn something for that hard work. I know these are crazy, crazy, crazy concepts.
Crazy concepts,
right?
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, are you really in solidarity with the working man if you only are when he agrees with you politically? Is that really solidarity with the working man?
I wouldn't think so, man. I mean, everyone needs to have their own, belief system as far as I'm concerned.
And the ability to talk about it is how you can tell someone they're wrong. And if you have the facts and you can say, hey, you're an idiot because of this, 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 and this, as opposed to, I can't argue with racists and Nazis, so I can't talk. Nobody can talk to me because they're all Nazis. Also, you must have a pretty fragile belief system if you have.
I mean, look, I'm on a panel every Friday with all you bigots.
That's true.
I think people need to be able to speak their mind and be able to, have tolerance of what other people's feelings are, even if you don't agree with them. People change their views on politics change. When I was younger, I was a lot more liberal, and as I got older and had children, I became more conservative, So,
well, it's always been anti-authority. I think that's what it is. Most of us have just been, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to think. And in the 80s, it was the religious, it was the far right, the church going, you got to wear long skirts, and if you have sex before marriage, you're going to catch AIDS. Hey, you remember that? Like,
Satanic Panic, all that good stuff.
Right.
I will say,
Nazis in England.
I will say I agree with Vulcan with what Vulcan says. I don't think anyone should have to tolerate communists, only because they will not tolerate you.
I think we should bring them for free helicopter rides.
Yeah.
So Matt,
helicopter tours.
Matt, what must it be like to have been the man who wrote the Authority song, which is a great tune, to get up in the morning as the man who wrote the song of the Authority song and look in the mirror and be like, I'm a shill for the corporate welfare warfare state? What must that do to not just John Cougar Corndog Mellencamp, but all the other top 40 boomer post hippie sellouts? What does that do to their soul?
I mean, I just look at like Rage Against the Machine. That's another one of them. You know what I mean?
Rage
like
on behalf of the machine.
Now they're like Rage Against the Mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much like Cougar looking in the mirror like a cougar at himself, becoming a cougar. It's horrible, man. Like, you guys really lost your balls and your spine. You're like a jellyfish.
You know how Neil Young was off Spotify because Joe Rogan, and I'm not going to be on the same Spotify. Apparently, it didn't work out too well for him, so he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to get on their soapbox and preach, and it's like no one gives a fuck, and especially the people that are going to change stuff, no one cares really. You know, I mean, it's good to speak your mind, and everyone has that freedom, you know. But
it's quite the protest. I'm taking my ball and go home. Okay, go away. Okay, good. I come back.
There you go, Jackknife. You're speaking truth out there.
Yeah,
I will say, you know, I mean, like, just to touch on that point with Jackknife is when I was doing things in 2020 that were not acceptable to talk about on YouTube at the time,
like eating poop.
Yeah, we'll call that.
I was in the military at the time, and I was like, I was 2 years out from my pension. You want to be talking about rocking a hard place? Yeah,
right. But you know, I mean, that was really like you're surrounded by a lot of people that have a lot of hatred, and keeping a calm and cool head and being able to talk in you know, with an even tone and not get snippy with people or whatever. You could bring the temperature down from a riot.
Totally. Yeah, I live in California, so, and where I work, a lot of things you got to basically kind of watch what you say. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to be debating the entire crowd.
Speaking of which, like, did anyone predict we're going to have the Summer of Love Part 2? They're trying to do it again now. So they're trying. You got a guy who shot at cops. They pulled him out for not wearing a seatbelt, and he unloaded his clip at cops. Yeah, and so they all fucking blasted him.
You have like the three contenders in this race are Summer of Love Part 2. Civil War, and World War III.
Yeah.
The only reason why the Summer of Love hasn't come back already is that we're not locked down and nobody's watching network news.
Yeah.
If people were watching network news, there probably would be.
That thing was the perfect storm. It was.
Yeah.
They're trying for years to line all those things up. You know, they kind of again a perfect storm. You know, and now people are a little more opened up to it. You know, even some of the people that are rioting. So I think there might be a little bit, but nothing like it was before. You know,
as much as people are gullible, there is the old "fool me once, shame on you." Fool me twice, shame on me. So,
exactly.
You can't do the same play twice. It's not as
put on the shit.
My intuition is that on the calendar right before November, it's going to be Locktober. They're going to do something. They're going to do something in October that necessitates a.
Well, what's the secret weapon?
I don't know. I don't know. The way things are going, it might be Nuketober.
Right? November, Nuketober.
Declare World War III and declare emergency powers. You know,
well, because if Putin steps in, you know what I mean. But he knows that you know Geppetto's big old puppet, and he's actually got Obama up there, so he knows all that. He's not fucking stupid, so he knows that what's going on. So I don't think there's going to be a World War III, but they want people stoned. They want people fucking impatient. They want quick videos. They want shorts. They want TikTok.
Publicity, pissed off. Yeah.
They want people mad. They want black and white and brown. They want all that fucking stuff. And then they're like, all right. Then they want to lock you up, and then they want to get you sick, and then they want you dead. So there's a lot of different things.
Well, I noticed there's a lot of white cis males here. So, y'all are all bigots.
Maybe art can save us. Maybe AI art can save us. I don't know.
Oh my God! In 2 years, man, like they're saying, you can make a whole comic. Like I was talking to the wife about that, man. I'm just like, man, 2 years, you could make a fucking comic. You know what I mean? Like anybody could. They could just.
It's true, and I don't think that there's any stopping it. I do think that for those doing comic books with traditional art, you're going to be able to sell your stuff at a premium because the market's going to change. But the AI thing, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And honestly, like if you're like me and you think that the Atlanteans achieved some sort of that's right, we're going there. They achieved some sort of fusion of technology and humanity where it got to the point that free will had been taken away, then God, or nature or whatever you want to call it, can't abide that, and you just get wiped out.
I think we are in a renaissance, though, of original art by hand. Like,
yes, 100%.
Traditional line art, because the patience it took to learn that skill, to develop that skill over time, and to apply that skill, people aren't doing it. You have generations of people that just aren't doing it anymore. And I mean, you do have odd, like small amounts, but not to the extent of people doing it in the 60s and 70s and 80s, I think definitely they will look back at traditional art and miss it.
So on the topic of AI, this comic book, which I tell you, don't buy this comic book. This comic book, yeah. So this comic book is a good example of why I'm not afraid of AI. This comic book is beautifully illustrated, absolutely beautifully illustrated, but there's no story. There's nothing that grabs me. So that makes me not afraid of AI. So I think that there's going to be the ability, the technical ability to create a wonderfully illustrated comic via AI. But if there's not a genuine story and a spark of humanity in there, no one's going to buy it.
I agree. I mean, now look at your average news feed when you pull up your browser or whatever. Most of those articles are written by AI now, and
it's true.
I mean, like, read an AI written article. It is awful.
Right.
I mean, they were bad before, but now it's just like, oh well, this is bad and boring.
How lazy does humanity have to be that not only could they not bother to write it, but they couldn't bother to edit it?
Right.
Oh, just wait. Like Hollywood, I mean, they're going to start kicking out full feature, like everything. It's going to be there will be no actors. It will all be AI voice.
But
everything.
Someone will be like, hey, what happened with the plot where all of a sudden everyone dropped their guns and started having an orgy? And they'll be like, I don't know. We didn't even watch the movie. We didn't even screen test it. We just put it in theaters. I don't know.
I am greatly enjoying the AI retro 1950s versions of modern classics. That is my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite YouTube channel right now. I am enjoying those. Because it's basically using it for an homage, a parody. It's enjoyable. So I'm going to make a call out here. There's now currently, according to the metrics, 29 live viewers. We've been talking about AI, and Aldous has not chimed in to tell us we're wrong about AI. So that proves that Aldous does not watch the show because he could not help himself. So 30 viewers. We got 30 viewers. Maybe Aldous just joined. Aldous, if you're out there, if you're watching the Friday Nights Trash Talk AI, you might be one of their 29 viewers. Chime in, tell us what we're wrong about AI.
Guys, if we make it to 50, I'll show you my titties.
They're AI.
No. Disavow.
I think it'll be cool too with AI. Like if it, the one cool thing the human art, we talk about that aspect of it, but also like say you're doing a campaign, right? You're not going to be able to probably show too much sometimes, you probably want to show less, It's gonna be a lot more teasing, a lot more suspense, could be a good thing and could sometimes be bad, but I think that's gonna be cool, man. If it came into a point where you had to get it just really street and, underground, like extremely, like I back something and I get something in the mail and I don't know entirely too much, less images on your campaign, more teasing. The campaigns are gonna look more like the sign up pages, I don't know. I think that could be kind of cool in a way.
I think that when it comes to AI, I think that it could be used as a valuable tool. I do not think it should be used, to make a comic book and try and sell that to someone. But it is fantastic for making memes. And so all you meme makers out there,
it's godlike power as far as I'm concerned. I just want to jump in there because I don't want to look at John Mellencamp any longer than I have to. So are we going to have anything more to say about this?
Let's kick him out. He's walking off the stage right now.
So what I like to think, there's either in this reality or in an alternate reality, John Cougar Mellencamp is sitting on his couch watching Friday nights, and he's like, they're not even talking about me.
Guys, there's no popcorn at us and stuff.
But in that alternate reality, I have no hair on my face and it's all on my head.
And he's like, Meg Ryan, get your saggy ass in here. The Friday nights are trash talking me. Hold on. He's got the remote. He's like, Meg Ryan, sit down. Watch this. See, I'm on the screen on the Friday nights. Yeah. Because I'm a Biden show. Yeah. What? They're not even honey, they're not even talking about you. No, they're talking about me. This is one of their 3 topics, honey. I'm relevant again. I'm relevant.
I will say though, I clipped Mellencamp. It's actually my most viewed short, so I will say that much.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it ROCK in the USA? Is that the clip?
No, it's him. It's him freaking out at the audience there, pulling this little hissy fit.
You know what? Everyone, I don't know if Mellencamp is on Twitter, but tag him and send him the link. Let's do this.
Hey, fuck you guys.
Hashtag Cool Ranch.
There you go.
Hashtag
Cool Ranch Cougar.
It's
no, that's
what a life misspent. John Cougar, Freud, Corndog, Mellencamp. You've missed the whole point of life. Good luck with your millions, and good luck with your elitist, corporatist, welfare state politics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and like the guy from Reacher, was it Alan Richardson? It's like, dude, I don't need to know you hate Trump and you Christians or whatever, you like him, hate him, or you're talking shit. Like, keep some of your politics in your yourself. Just perform.
If you're an entertainer, be entertaining.
Exactly. Whether
shut up and play your guitar. Shut up and play your guitar.
In this day and age, people paid money to come see you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I totally get, like, dude, I grew up in a local punk rock scene, like punk rock, but that's like kind of part of it.
They're talking about me again, Maggie. They're talking about me on Friday nights.
Like, I get that like politics is a part of some music culture, but if you're up there, like, dude, if you want to say something about it, you write a song. You don't stand on a soapbox on stage. People pay to come see you play. Yeah,
that's right. 100%. And just how many rock stars I looked up to that I used to think were cool that I don't think are cool anymore. Like, say what you want for your legacy, but it is kind of sad. It's kind of
so you can't separate the art from the artist.
You can until they open their mouth.
It is, right. Like, I agree. Like, sometimes it's kind of hard. It's like, man. Because, like, I'll start looking at their stuff and I'm thinking, like, wow, where are they coming from? And
that's probably my biggest detriment on Twitter is I like to troll. I don't think people care about Canada politics, but I like to troll my local politicians. I'm so mad at them. I'm not out blocking bridges and roads and what I mean? I'm just trolling their social media accounts, which I know it's not even them. So. Troll. But, yeah.
All right. So as Craig mentioned earlier, he was backer number 1. For Matt's campaign. Now, Craig, do you feel like is it a hollow victory because the only reason you were the backer 1 is because the campaign was broken and we needed to like jumpstart the campaign like on an IT level and that's the only reason why you were backer number 1? Do you feel any less?
A great man had a wonderful quote that I live by. If you're not first, you're last. So, no. I'm quite happy. I'm quite proud of that victory.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's my number 1 campaign, but I also Magnificent Bastards. I got 001 print line art of their book. So I even remember these things when I'm first. Love being first.
Actually, all right, Matt, just real fast. This is Perfect 10's ass, and it's a perfect 10. I just wanted to show you guys.
I think the issue 5 is going to be launching soon. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
So Matt, we have 31 live viewers. You're back after a short reprieve. What do you want to tell us about your campaign?
Can I play a trailer?
Play.
All right.
Buckle in. We're going to play a trailer.
Let's do it. Time to jam out.
Here's the trailer for Butch Cleaver.
I've seen the crimson, not waiting.
trailer hits hard. It just needs more visceral growls.
Oh yeah. More in on the next song.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Thanks, man.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Of course, I got a ways to go before I make the trailer for number 2, but I have a list of songs that, you know, I'm like, okay, which one do I want for this one?
Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I've got your campaign up here, and so we're still at the 3 backers. I can tell you already. I saw in the chat that Vulcan let us know that he's backer number 4. Again, Vulcan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Vulcan.
Thank you for everything you do supporting indie creators.
Thank you.
So Matt, I got your campaign up. If you just want to direct me to where you want me to go.
Sure. Yeah. Well, basically, Butch Cleaver 1 and 2. Those are 2 campaigns or 2 books that I've actually had campaigns for on Indiegogo. I fulfilled both of them. And this is just I opened up a store on Fund My Comic and made a second chance campaign basically for 2 and offering the first one. Yeah, it's like my store. You can get sketch cards on here. You get both the books right there in the bone barrel with the heads bust by me. It's on a Bristol board. You know, pick a character from Butch Cleaver or the Rune Cutter verse, and you can pick up 1 and 2 separately or together. I have some original art tiers on there. And the little, elevator pitch for the story is it's about this butcher in this world that's in the 1800s, and it's in this town called Oubliette. And he's killed and brought back to life by a voodoo doll, Hex. And that power gives him that curse gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. So he tries to use that power for revenge, reckoning, and possibly redemption. In the first book, he's basically being trailed by this bounty hunter called the Old Possum, Opie Old Possum. And what happens is he wakes up in this bone desert, and the sands are made of bone dust, and he's hatched out of this bone cocoon by this character called Mothman. He's like a light entity, a light eating entity. And he trains him how to use his powers. Butch comes back, and he comes back to Oubliette. And he has to basically find out who murdered him. In the second book, you're going to basically see his full origin story of how he was born and who his parents are and where they came from. They came from Ireland. And they bought a slaughterhouse in Oubliette. Oubliette has a lot of cathedrals in the town, and a lot of them are retrofitted into slaughterhouses. I'm really into like cathedrals and towns and locations. Like that's why I love Batman. I love Gotham. I think it's a character. I wanted to have a character location in the story. So that's where he grows up and learns how to cut meat. And what happens is his family dies, and he has to be basically raised by his uncle Jake. And he works for the Ratatouille Slaughter Company. And
nice.
And and he's known throughout the town as the White Rat, and he's been selling rotten meat. So there's this the town is filled with a lot of different gangs, and one of the biggest gangs in the town is ran by the Voodoo Doll, which is a preacher pimp. And what he does is he has a voodoo doll of everybody in town that he does business with. It's kind of like an insurance policy. If you step out of line, he turns into you a cactus or a pincushion, So what happened was he basically did that to Butch and Whitey, and that was one of the reasons why he became the Dead Bones that of Butch Cleaver. And this is
Whitey
him right
Bolter,
here.
right?
Yeah.
My nickname was Whitey in the Army. Actually, I dug that nickname.
I wonder why.
Greg White, so my last name's White, so of course everything's called White. Yeah. So yeah, I dug that when I read that.
And it's just having fun. I take it seriously, but not too seriously. I have a little bit of fun, doing it. I like the, I grew up in the 90s, with all the Ninja Turtles and those anthropomorphic characters. And in this book, I wanted to be able to have a world where I could draw pirates, cowboys, Indians, banditos, barbarians, Vikings, and try to make it work and make it fun and have fun doing it. And hopefully you guys can see that. I've been working on this book for about 10 years. So you'll see hopefully a growth in the storytelling, the art, the writing, the lettering with each book. So it's very raw, and I see myself hopefully getting better with each offering, and I'm proud of both these books. So
yeah, what I've loved so far is like I'm not whipping through pages. I'm actually spending a lot of time on each page and appreciating the panels and appreciating what you've done. Going back and reading it like the same page a couple times until I'm happy that I've absorbed everything before I flip the page. And I really dig it when a book does that.
That's what I like about like your art style is really, really cool. And yeah, like same with what like I find myself studying each panel as I'm going through, you know, and yeah, I really like that. Like I like
just so
it's
much
like you're
there.
diving into the book.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, man. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Sorry to throw you off your.
No, it's cool. And it's 2 books. So I'm trying to explain both of them, but not spoil them. I will say that the second one too, like the second half of the first half of the second book is the origin of Butch Cleaver, and then the second half picks up right where the first book left off. And basically, Butch, he likes to hang out at this Viking meat hall saloon, and basically you go in there, the saloon, the double doors is a Viking shield split in half. The guy that runs the bar, or the meat hall, is Vogbjorn, wolf, bear wolf, and he's the guy that owns the place. He's the bartender, and that's Butch's homeboy and or buddy. And there's a lot of these cowgirl Valkyries, and yeah, dude, they're like the. I took a little page out of Sin City, where you have those badass prostitutes. That's what they are. They don't take no shit from nothing.
Yeah.
So you go in there, and I'd like to kind of go into their story too. Like, there's a lot of characters in here that I love, and I love the world, and I'd love to write some stories about them, or get some writers to kind of help me do that someday, because we only live so long. But yeah, in the second book, I was really inspired by like stories like Tower of the Elephant, movies like Raid 2, Dread, where you have a character like Conan starting at this massive tower and he has to go to the top to find the thing. Batman with the Crow. You got
Midnight Meat Train. No, just
Midnight Meat Train's an awesome movie too. I actually love that. So in that one, you see him. He has to face off against this dirty cop called 5 Points Fitzpatrick in the streets, and he has a little boxing match with him. And Butch is pretty OP, but he can die. And he has actual like blood, like you'll see right there. He's got this pinkish blood coming out of his face or his skull, and he has an exoskeleton basically. So that's him fighting the voodoo doll right there. He spears him out of his.
He's like weaponized bone, right? Like he can.
Yeah, definitely, man. And
he's all knives and bone. It's really cool.
Yeah, he can do all kinds of stuff too. He's very blue collar, so he's not gonna, and it's in the 1800s, so he can only do so much. So
some say that I'm weaponized bone too.
Yeah, man. And
expand on that. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, that's some of it. And then right here, he's having to face off against some of the voodoo dolls, zombified voodoo dolls. And those were, just something I wanted to draw and kind of work them into the story. I'd never seen a zombified voodoo doll before. I'm always trying to think of something outside the box if possible that's fun to draw and something that you visually haven't seen. And yeah, man.
That'd make a cool plushie too.
Yeah, a little voodoo doll. And
don't let it wash up on a Jersey Shore.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing earlier. Yeah, it's rated M for mature. It's very gory. And so, very, very, very tongue in cheek though, in a lot of ways, but serious too. I don't know. Fine line, I guess. It's a comic book.
There's so much going on in that page. Just it's wild. So cool.
And I have plans for the third book. The third one's going to be called Butch Cleaver Carnival Freak Show Circus. That's the third book. And
that sounds fantastic.
That's great.
That'll be out probably in about 5 years, hopefully. But there's a lot of meat you can sink your teeth into with these 2 books. Each book, the first book is 72 pages, the second book is 52 pages, and there's back matter in both. The first 30 backers are going to get 6 trading cards. They're going to get 2 6 a.m. Stickers, a bumper sticker, a button, and a wanted poster that's 11 by 17 of Butch Cleaver.
Nice.
I can confirm you can as well, Chris. Yeah, you got all those goodies. I got a full page of trading cards out of this campaign. I'm very happy. I think 1 or 2 of those are originals.
Yeah, and also the first 10 backers are going to get an original sketch card by me too from one of the characters from Butch Cleaver. So.
All right, guys, I promised a dick pic.
No. Oh, I'm like, what are you holding up? I don't know. I'm looking at the campaign.
You can full screen me. People will recognize this dick.
Hold on. I'm in the campaign. Give me a sec. I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Oh, my stupid light.
Geriatric. He can't even bring his face. His face is
Boomer.
sleeping.
Yeah, sorry.
Boomer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's Dick Cheney.
I was about to say it's probably Dick Cheney.
Is it? Oh, is it?
It's Dick Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
Birdshot or buckshot? All right. Okay. Yeah, I love this. This is the opening page. This is like page 1.
Great. That's a great page.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I wanted to just set up the world. I love drawing cathedrals. I love architecture. I wanted to have a town where every other building was either a cathedral, a saloon, a French Quarter building, or like a mission, and lots of that stuff. It's, just learning about that, and then also kind of show what's going on in the world, like the type of people, like with the ships and whatnot. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's dope.
Thanks, man.
That's dope. I mean, I got Butch Cleaver Volume 1 and 2, and you should too.
Yeah, very gothic, definitely, man. This book's kind of like a hybrid. It's like a supernatural gothic horror western, fantasy too, a little bit of that thrown in too as well. Very inspired by like the spaghetti westerns. The spaghetti west is very hellacious, specifically the spaghetti west, as opposed to like the other westerns. There's some of the voodoo dolls right there, and there's a couple of characters in there that might pop up later.
My favorite movie to date is Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Like I actually sit down and say that's my favorite movie.
Yeah, man.
Craig, I have the soundtrack, and when I'm at work and I'm because there's no lyrics, pretty much I listen to that soundtrack on my MP3 player. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So cool.
Got him.
It's panoramic, that movie.
So you do everything on your books, right, Matt? Like Jack of all trades.
Yeah, I mean, there's a kind of a vision I had for it. I recommend getting an editor, though. I'm getting an editor on my other stuff too. Going forward, it's just good to have editors and proofreaders.
Second set of eyes. Yeah, I'm the same thing. Like my brain, I've got scatterbrain. Like I'm Jacob Tutu. I'll say the same thought just in 2 different combinations in the same thing. I need somebody there to say, okay, this is stupid. This is redundant. You're all over the emotional spectrum. This would make a lot more sense if you just said this, that. And it all seems so simple and it all seems so easy. And it's all so logical. But if you don't have someone to point that out, you don't catch it. So,
right.
Anything that you stare at for too long doesn't make sense the way it should. And whether it's writing, whether it's drawing, and that's why you need an editor, because
for sure. That's one thing I learned doing my first book. I mean, I got an editor right at the beginning because everybody was like, get an editor. And I realized real quickly, like, oh yeah, I definitely needed an editor. Because you look at the same pages like over and over and over and over again, and it starts to get where you notice things that aren't flaws, and it's ridiculous.
Well,
Karl Marx.
Oh, sorry, I'll let you go, Jason.
Hey, Karl Marx needed an editor. I mean, the last 150 years would have turned out so much better if Karl Marx had an editor.
You mean someone to throw it all away,
right?
Get off your couch and go get a job.
A firelight.
But no, George Lucas is the big one that brings to mind, even though it's not so much writing. Well, it is the first Star Wars movie. He put it in the theater and everybody laughed at him. Everyone laughed. Like, what the hell is this? He had a panic attack, ended up in the hospital, and he got his wife, like, please. He was freaking out from the hospital bed after he had a panic attack, telling her that she had to get in the studio and chop it up and cut it and make the movie faster. So, yeah, this is what happens when, you don't have an editor.
Yeah.
Are these all the trading cards?
Yeah, so these are all the trading cards. I figured I'd show those on there. Yeah. Normally, like on a campaign, I think it's better to have less stuff, like we were talking about earlier a little bit in the future with AI and whatnot, or even without it, But I wanted to show everybody what they're getting on here with it being a store and all. And it's two books, and there's a lot of stuff that's coming there, so they can look at it up close.
Yeah, and your trading cards are dope.
Oh, thanks, man.
I was like, man, I want to arrange these a certain way because there's,
It's awesome. I got it. Preston has a veto right there, and Death Metal Heroes trading card. Trying to bring in people on every campaign to do like a black and white kind of like old school, Universal style, just a horror. Because he's definitely a monster. That's the big theme of the second book. Is he the victim, the villain, or the victor? Is he redeemable? Is a psychopath redeemable? And was he a product of his own environment? Can he come back?
Dude, guys in the chat, you want to back this book because the wanted poster. It's freaking awesome. It's
up on my wall.
Right now, it's actually on my kitchen table, but it's eventually going to be on the wall.
I'll confess, I took down my Johnny Phantasm poster with Kelsey and put this up. Yeah, it needed to be replaced. Yes.
Thank you.
My daughter did wonder what the monetary system was in this world that his bounty would be so high.
Yeah, it's just that's he's a very, very wanted individual.
I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say so.
So do you want me to go through the tier? Oh, hey, there's Cap.
Hey, Cap.
Yeah, sure. If you want, absolutely. And thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Always. I'm digging your book. I really wish I wanted to have them read before Thursday. Just life,
Oh yeah,
we're always here to talk about poop eating and your book.
But you can get just volume 2 if you already had volume 1, which is nice. Like some people with their campaigns, they'll just put their newest book and they won't have a catch-up tier, or they won't separate it and they make you buy everything. So I do the same thing. I give everything separate or everything together. If you buy it together, you get a bit of a discount. So you can buy 1 or 2 separate. I think that's the one I back there. And as you said already, the first 30 backers, you get all them trading cards, which comes with the original sketch card, them stickers, you get the button. There's a lot of add-ons.
The whole meat wagon tier. I figured first 30, and then once all these sell out, because there is a limited amount of these. So once they sell out, then I'm going to make new covers for 1 and 2.
Nice.
I plan on always having these books available. So that, and before I die or whatever, I think you should always have your books available, man, in print if possible. Some stuff you hear stories about books going out of print and people can never find them and whatnot. I think it's good that people can know about your stuff. There's thousands of people out there that probably never heard of Butch Cleaver. So
what's the beautiful thing about owning your own P and you own your own print? Like it's up to you to maintain a stock, and you can sell it indefinitely as long as there's blood coursing through your veins and a heartbeat. You can forever.
And whether you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing, give Critical Blast a call.
Right. And Fund My Comics an awesome site too, to have to do a second chance or do a store or whatnot.
I really wish everyone said F you to Kickstarter and F you to Indiegogo and just go over to Fund My Comic and support it. It'd be a great way to stick it to the man.
You get such a better deal. And the thing is like, I get a lot of people are like, well, one day it's going to get so big that it's because I got an email from Luke this morning when we changed over to, it feels like you're a part of the team when you're involved with FMC or what. And that's, I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I know that Luke and Pixel and all those people, they're going to keep that up as long as they can, as long as they can be the ones talking to the creators, helping them personally and all that. They're going to do it.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, imagine if we were launching an Indiegogo campaign and it wasn't working. You can't call up Indiegogo while we're live and talk to the people on the site and say, hey, because believe it or not, when we shut off our last episode, it was like 5 minutes off we were air, the site was up and running. It was just one of those shoot. You know, if we just stayed on a little longer. But yeah.
I will say too, on the original art, I forgot to say, Tears, that those come with both books as well too. So
okay. Oh, awesome. So they don't have to worry about backing separately or adding to the shop.
You get that. And there's the one that's a Slaughterhouse Homicide, that one at the bottom. That's a trading card, and that comes with an actual special edition trading card as well, too, of that's colored by me. So a little something. Throughout the story, his form changes, you know. Sometimes he'll have a disguise, and then as he starts to learn you know, about the dead bones power, his costume gets more bone ornamentation on it and whatnot. That's him, like where he's wearing his street clothes when he's first kind of resurrected and stuff. So it's a way for me to kind of make cards of Butch, different ones that don't all look the same. So yeah.
So awesome. All right, shall we tempt fate and hit the refresh button and see where we're at?
Refresh.
Sure, hell yeah, man.
Refresh. Boom.
Ooh, nice. Oh yeah.
Backers.
Thank you.
Vulcan.
That's awesome. And I ship pretty quick. Just in a couple days. My post office is just a block from my house too. So yeah. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got my books like I think it wasn't even a week. Even though I'm all the way in Canada in that distant land, it was a week.
Yep. And I'm probably going to put some t-shirts up on here too. These ones, I have a couple of these left, few mediums,
nice.
A couple of larges and a couple extra larges too. So
I don't know why Craig doesn't, like, you live 30 miles from the main border?
Yeah, I can
now I do
the US
know
in 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So I do know that Canada has a lot of restrictions on weapons, but how do they feel about trebuchets? Have you thought about that?
My only concern is the wildlife living in the woods, but I've thought about it. I was like, I could just sneak through like the woods, but yeah, God knows what I would encounter in there. So,
you ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, they filmed that.
All of those, man. Like when they were on Netflix, when I had Netflix before Cuties. Yeah. Dude, that show was hilarious. I like Leahy. He's my favorite though, man. Him and Randy.
The early 2000s, they tried some SwearNet thing. I knew the guy who set that up and ran it and did all the things with it. He was actually a friend of mine.
Yeah, I'm subbed to their YouTube, but it's just, I don't know. So I have to go check it out. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably funny, but I don't know. I have to get
SwearNet is funny.
Yeah,
I've watched it. It's pretty funny.
You got to give it a go.
Especially when Ricky does the little skits where he does the repairman stuff. Like, it's really funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's on Tubi.
Oh, it's on Tubi
for free.
Yeah,
well, SwearNet is. Yeah,
Tubi is my favorite. It's been my favorite for like past couple years now, man.
Dude,
I know that they're going to start. Well, I hear they're going to start. I know that they're censoring some stuff now. Like they're asking some of their horror movies to be edited. You know, and I'm like, oh, dude. And that started like just when the logo changed too. You know how it went to like that it went from black and red to more of like a green and purple logo font. That's when they started doing these new things. There's certain movies that are getting edited now. I'm like, dude, hope they don't go too quick with that. You know, hope they kind of because it's such a good thing, man. I watch all those like because me and Kreisgau we're doing the horror movie club on Thursdays, and then we alternate with the Spaghetti Western Jamboree. And he's showing me a bunch of old like Italian horror movies, and they're all free. So the chat could go watch the movie and then come back and talk shit or like it or hate it, casually.
I wonder if we're going to get to a time where people are like desperately seeking out the old DVDs to like get the original before the studios.
That's my
marketing in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, I love DVDs, man. Like my next venture would be records. I want to just that format, man. It's just the superior sound and just the big artistic, like look at, I mean, guys, record store is a good place to get your comics in. I got my comics in a record store. Also head shops, like people like to smoke their dope and read some comics,
For sure.
Also tattoo parlors. A lot of those cats like to read comics and car shows. That's another one too. You'd be surprised.
Nice.
They show up like, hey, or get a booth talk to the city. I have a big car show down the street from my house every 6 months. There's 2 of them. All kinds of cool people there that are in the comics, dude. Because
The city's my saving grace.
older
They
medium,
can't be political. The city even says no politics here. It's like, yes,
Yep,
this
exactly.
is my place. I pay taxes, damn it.
True, man.
Yeah. Is there anything else anyone wants to add on this Friday evening before we do a wrap up?
So Chris, do you have your base nearby where you could do a little medley of Jackknife and Diane on the way out?
Jackknife and Diane. I don't have it close enough, and I would have to roll the amp in here.
Okay, all right. Maybe next time. Maybe next time John Cougar Mellencamp shoots his mouth off. We'll do some Jackknife and Diane. So to our 30-some viewers that have been hanging out with us tonight, thank you so much for spending time with us. Hope you had some laughs. Hope we cracked you up. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. And Matt, thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you.
As always, you'll see us next Friday. All right, Craig, what have you cooked up for us? What have you got for us? What craziness?
I just grabbed some of the stuff of what our topics are, so it's a bit of that. So as everyone knows, every Friday we'll be here 9 p.m. Eastern. As long as you tune in, you can watch our wackiness. And with that being said, have a great weekend.
Don't eat doo-doo.
You did a great job, bro. Richard! Oh, I was talking about you. Hey, surprise! I'm on your early exam board. Hey, look, come on in here. I want you to meet your future alumni. No, come on in. This is a great time. Look, it's Richard. Finished his written exam in only 20 minutes. This kid is a dynamo. Richard, I want you to meet Dr. Stern. Dr. Fine.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bag. I've heard a lot about you.
Dr. Brown. These orals are something of a formality. We just want to get to know you. And Dr. Smelnick. Richard, is there something you want to say? You look like you want to get something out, son. Oh my God! Hi, man! I'm bleeding! Oh, dear God, that's Richard.
Yeah, real quiet. What do you think I've been doing to you, cocksucker? Now, here's the thing, man. You don't know me. You don't know me. Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Guys, I can stop this show right now and just go home. So what I'm going to do, since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show. Here we go.